Her best friend was smiling with her by day, but selling pieces of her blood to a ritualist at night. What happened next will shock you. Story by African Tales by Firelight. Destiny was a 22-year-old student living with her aunt in Lagos. She was full of dreams, bright, ambitious, and known by many for her kind heart. Life in Lagos wasn't easy, but Destiny carried herself with hope. She trusted people quickly, especially those who showed her kindness, because she believed everyone's heart was as pure as hers. Among all her friends, Cynthia stood out the most. Cynthia was stylish, outspoken, and always knew how to get what she wanted. She made Destiny feel special, always saying things like, "You're like a sister to me. I'll never betray you." Those words felt like music to Destiny, who often leaned on Cynthia for advice and companionship. But what Destiny didn't know was that Cynthia was battling her own demons. She wanted wealth, luxury, and a fast life in Lagos. To her, money was everything, and she was willing to go to any length to get it. At first, everything seemed normal between them. They were both students of the University of Lagos, studied together, shared clothes, and even slept over at each other's houses. Destiny often said, "Cynthia is the kind of friend every girl prays for." And because she trusted so blindly, she never noticed the little things, like how Cynthia's eyes would linger too long on her belongings, or how she asked too many personal questions about her routines. One evening, after classes, Cynthia followed Destiny home. As they laughed and ate dinner, Cynthia's eyes fell on the bathroom door. She excused herself and walked in, pretending she needed to freshen up. There, her gaze fell on something so personal, so private, that Destiny would never have imagined her friend could be interested in. Cynthia stared at the small basket tucked beside the toilet. Inside it was a used sanitary pad. She paused for a moment, her mind racing. Her lips curled into a small smile. To Destiny, this was just waste. But to Cynthia, it was the exact item a certain man in Lagos Island had once promised to pay her heavily for. That night, as Destiny slept soundly in her bed, Cynthia lay awake, her mind buzzing. She thought about the easy money, the promises of wealth, the shortcuts to the life she desperately wanted. And slowly, the line between friendship and betrayal began to blur. What Destiny thought was just an ordinary night with her best friend was the beginning of the darkest chapter of her life. The following morning, Destiny woke up early to prepare for class. She moved around the small apartment humming her favorite gospel song, unaware that Cynthia's mind was far from peaceful. Cynthia had hardly slept. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw that pad in the bathroom basket, and the heavy cash it could bring her if she delivered it to the man she once met at a lounge. This man, simply known as Chief, had told her weeks ago, "Bring me something deeply connected to someone. Blood items are the strongest. Pads, hair, nails, anything. I'll make you rich." At first, Cynthia thought it was a joke, but when he showed her words of dollar and promised her cars and trips abroad, she knew he was dead serious. Now, sitting at the edge of Destiny's bed, Cynthia's heart raced. Destiny was in the kitchen cooking for the both of them. Cynthia glanced at the bathroom door again. A strange mixture of excitement and fear ran through her veins. "Cynthia, do you want eggs with your noodles?" Destiny said yes. Cynthia answered quickly, forcing a smile. Her tone was cheerful, but inside, her mind was already calculating her next steps. She needed to move fast before Destiny threw the pad away. As Destiny returned to the room with 2 steaming plates of noodles, Cynthia excused herself. She walked casually into the bathroom and locked the door. Her heart pounded loudly, almost deafening. Slowly, she reached into the basket and picked up the pad, wrapping it tightly in a nylon bag she had hidden in her handbag. Her hands shook, but she told herself it was only for a short time. Soon, she would be rich. By the time she stepped out, her face was calm, pretending nothing had happened. Destiny, completely unaware, was happily eating her noodles and talking about their upcoming exams. She didn't notice the nylon bag that Cynthia quickly tucked deep into her handbag. That night, after class, Cynthia told Destiny she had to meet someone in town. Destiny smiled and waved goodbye, saying, "Don't stay out too late, my sister." But Cynthia wasn't going to meet just anyone. She was heading straight to Chief, the man who would change her destiny, but at the cost of her best friend's life. And as Cynthia entered the bar that evening, clutching the bag tightly, she had no idea she was about to set a dangerous chain of events in motion. The bar was filled with cigarette smoke and the low hum of men talking business. Cynthia stepped in nervously. She spotted Chief immediately. He was an older man, dressed in white kaftan, with gold rings glistening on his fingers. His presence alone demanded respect. "My fine girl," Chief greeted, his voice deep and commanding. "Did you bring what I asked for?" Cynthia's heart thudded. She looked around quickly to make sure no one was watching. Slowly, she reached into her bag and pulled out the nylon wrap. Her hands trembled slightly, but she forced a confident smile as she placed it on the table. Chief's eyes lit up. He opened the nylon just a little and smiled wickedly. "Perfect. You don't even know the power you've delivered to me tonight." "Chief, please, I just want the money and a better life," Cynthia whispered. She leaned forward, her voice shaking. Chief smiled, leaning back. "Don't worry. Your life will never be the same again. But understand this, rituals are not free. Someone must pay the price. Are you ready for that?" Cynthia swallowed hard. A part of her wanted to run, but the promise of riches clouded her judgment. She nodded quickly. "I'm ready." Chief snapped his fingers, and one of his boys brought out a small black box. Inside was a thick bundle of cash. He pushed it toward Cynthia. "This is just the beginning. Deliver more to me, and soon you will live like a queen." Her eyes widened as she touched the money. It was more than she had ever held in her life. She stuffed it into her bag, her heart racing with excitement. For the first time, she felt like her dreams were within reach, but Chief wasn't finished. He leaned closer, his voice low and chilling. "There's something you must know. From this moment, your friend's life is no longer ordinary. What she thinks is just her monthly cycle has become her curse. And every time she bleeds, her strength will slowly drain, until nothing is left." Cynthia's smile faded. "What do you mean?" she asked. Chief smirked, his gold tooth flashing under the dim light. "You've sold her blood to me, and blood always carries a price." At that moment, Cynthia realized she had started something she could never undo. The next few days, Destiny's body was beginning to tell a different story. She often woke up weak, her energy gone, even when she hadn't done much the previous day. She brushed it off as exam stress, telling Cynthia, "I think I just need more rest." Cynthia would nod and smile, hiding her guilt. Deep down, she knew this was the affect Chief had spoken about. Destiny's blood was now tied to something darker than she could ever imagine. One afternoon in class, Destiny was giving a presentation. Halfway through her speech, her vision blurred. Her hands trembled as she struggled to keep her balance. The lecturer rushed forward, asking if she was okay. Destiny forced a smile and muttered, "I'm fine, sir." But the truth was, she wasn't. Something deep inside her was slowly eating away at her strength. That evening, Cynthia came over again. She found Destiny lying on the couch, too tired to even cook dinner. "You look weak," Cynthia said softly. "I don't understand what's happening to me," Destiny admitted. "It's like all my energy just disappears. Even walking up the stairs feels like a battle." Cynthia's heart pounded. She remembered Chief's exact words, "Every time she bleeds, her strength will drain, until nothing is left." She wanted to comfort Destiny, but instead she offered fake encouragement. "Maybe it's just malaria. Don't worry, you'll be fine." Later that night, Cynthia sneaked into the bathroom again while Destiny slept. She checked the basket. Another used pad lay there. Her hands shook as she picked it up. She knew she shouldn't, but greed whispered louder than conscience. She wrapped it carefully and slipped it into her bag. By the weekend, Destiny's condition had worsened. Her aunt noticed the changes and asked, "Destiny, are you sure you're eating well? You look like something is draining you." Destiny forced a smile and said, "I'm okay, auntie. Maybe I just need vitamins." But in reality, her life was slowly being traded away, piece by piece, by the person she trusted the most. That Saturday evening, Cynthia dressed carefully before leaving Destiny's house. She told Destiny she was going to visit a cousin, but the truth is, she was on her way to Chief again. Hidden in her handbag was another nylon wrap, another secret she had stolen from her friend. Chief sat at his usual corner, surrounded by two hefty bodyguards. The moment he saw Cynthia approach, a sly smile spread across his face. "You came back so soon. I knew you wouldn't resist." Cynthia lowered her eyes and placed the nylon bag on the table. "This is the second one," she whispered, her voice shaking slightly. "I don't know how long I can keep doing this without her suspecting." Chief laughed loudly. "Do you think she will ever suspect you?" "No. The more you bring, the weaker she becomes. And the weaker she becomes, the stronger your blessings will grow. He opened the nylon just enough to confirm the contents, then closed it again with satisfaction. One of his guards dropped another thick bundle of cash on the table. Cynthia grabbed it quickly, her eyes shining. As she stood to leave, Chief leaned forward, lowering his voice. Listen carefully, my dear. Wealth doesn't come without loyalty. From now on, you belong to me. This isn't just about the paths anymore. There will be sacrifices. There will be rules. If you betray me, the same thing happening to your friend will happen to you. Cynthia froze, her heart racing. She nodded quickly, forcing a smile. I understand, Chief, she said. Walking out of the bar that night, her bag heavier with money, Cynthia felt both victorious and trapped. She had wealth in her hands, but her soul felt chained. Meanwhile, back at home, Destiny was tossing on her bed, her body weaker than ever. She whispered to herself, God, what is wrong with me? Please help me. She didn't know that the very person she prayed for strength beside was the one secretly delivering her weakness, one pad at a time.